Most people think that a 0-degree bag is the key to a good night's sleep. Most of the time, that's not going to be the only thing you're going to need. If your weather app is telling you that it's going to be 35 degrees that night and you choose a 35-degree bag, you're probably going to have a pretty cold night. Sleep boils down to a system when you're camping at night. If you have one thing that isn't right for the temperature that you're going to be out in, you're going to have a poor night's sleep. The ground's natural tendency is to draw heat away from your body. So you're actually losing a lot more heat from the ground versus the air. That's why having the proper pad is going to be crucial to have not only a comfortable, but also a warm night's sleep. That's where R value comes in. There's going to be quite the range in that R value, and that's going to be the key indicator of what's going to be the right pad for you on any given night. The R value is essentially the insulation within that pad. The higher the number, the warmer that pad is going to keep you. The lower that number, the less insulation that pad is going to have. There's a time and a place for both low R value as well as high R value. The key thing to remember is what that temperature is going to be when you're going to be going out. In those colder temperatures, you're going to want to have that higher R value, maybe in that 4 to 5 range in those really cold, maybe even winter camping scenarios. However, in the summer, having a lighter weight 1 R value up to 2 might be a better case for you in those warmer temps. It's crucial to have gear that pairs up with one another. If you're going to have a 0-degree bag with a pad that only has an R value of 1 to 2, they're not going to be cohesive with one another. It's crucial to have a pad that's going to have that appropriate R value that matches up with the bag to have that perfect sleep combination. In the summer months, you're going to be getting away with a sleeping bag that's going to be in that 40 to even 60-degree range. So it's key to pair it with the proper pad, something in that 1 to maybe 2 R value range. However, with your 3-season bags, your 30 to 20-degree range, you want to have an R value pad that's going to be somewhere in the middle. And then of course, when we're doing those colder temps with our 0-degree bags, maybe even a -degree bag, it's crucial to have a pad that's going to have that higher R value in that 5+ range. When picking out the right sleep system, there's a lot of things to consider. Where you're going, what that temperature is going to be, how tall are you? A lot of times there's going to be a standard and even a long length option within those sleeping bags. Do you run hot? Do you run cold when you're sleeping? These are all things to think about when picking out the proper sleeping bag so you can have a great night out in the backcountry to be ready for the next day's journey. Although it looks nice today, last night got cold. We were down in the low 30s. So I chose a 0-degree bag in that case. A lot of times you want to have a bag that's almost 20 degrees lower than what that temperature is going to be. I paired it with a 5.4 R value pad, and last night was just heaven in the tent. It might be nice also to have a liner on hand. Something like this that's going to add 14 degrees to that overall sleeping bag. You can always take it out if you start getting warm at night. The other benefit of using a liner is that your overall sleeping bag, your main sleeping bag, is going to stay a lot cleaner. It's going to last longer. You're not going to have to wash it as often. A lot of times when we're out on the trail, maybe on a big hunt or just enjoying a nice hike, we get dirty. There's going to be dust, debris, that kind of stuff. So having that liner to keep our main sleeping bag clean is going to help it last a lot longer. A lot of times we're going to want a bag that's 10, maybe even 20 degrees warmer than what the temperature that we're actually be going in. An important thing to know about sleeping bags, it's not really the insulation that's providing the warmth. It's the warm air that the insulation is trapping that's truly keeping you warm. That's why a pad underneath is crucial as that insulation is getting compressed. This bag here is our Big Agnes SCHEELS crossover. This one here is particular the 20-degree option. We also have it in a 0 and even a -20-degree option. Before you pick your bag, it's crucial to think of the different variables that you might run into. There's a lot of variance within sleeping bags. The insulation for one, you're going to have either down or synthetic options. Down is awesome because it's lightweight and it compresses more than a synthetic. However, down isn't a perfect option when it comes to moisture. So if we know we're going to be running into snow, heavy rain, something like that, that's where that synthetic comes in. The downside of synthetic is it's often heavier and less compact than the down option at the same temperature. When you're out on the trail or the backcountry, getting a good night's sleep is crucial. So trying to get it as close to home is going to be key. That's where having a proper pillow is going to be crucial. There's going to be different options. You're going to have air like this model here. You're also going to have foam. An air pillow is a good option when space and weight savings is key. However, sometimes an air pillow can be a little bit louder than the foam option. Foam is great because it feels a lot like the pillow at home. However, it's going to be a little bit heavier and not quite as compact as the air option. Some other things that can help you have a great night's sleep, for one, is going to be a supplement. Maybe a slumber that's going to have some magnesium in it, help turn off that brain and focus on going to sleep for that night. You don't want to be going to sleep cold in those colder temperatures. So maybe doing some jumping jacks before we crawl into that sleeping bag, or even having a hot water bottle to stash into that sleeping bag to help keep us warm throughout the night. I would say, you know, a lot of times you're spending a lot of money on your gear, so storing it properly and taking good care of it is key to make it last long. We'll have another video coming up that'll walk you through proper care as well as storage with your gear. No matter what trip you're going on, we have the right tools to ensure we can build the proper sleep system for you to enjoy your days out on the trail and in the backcountry.